I'm Hegerty from The Chase, and the music of Shaun, Gambowl, Walsh and the Plagiarists sets my frosty knickers tingling.
Part 2 of Shaun Campbell, Walsh and the Plagiarists episode. Hello again.
Hello.
Here we are.
Ooh,
We've got
country's most hated band.
We've got a fresh beer and a new fresh impetus to talk about things.
Yes. We've had our comfort break,
Yeah.
as to call it.
Check the bets.
Check to see how many goals there's been in the Europa League.
Oh.
I've had over 37.5.
You've got fucking 8 more to go.
I need 8 more goals.
I don't know. I don't know what the score is for Wolves, to be fair.
Losing 1-0.
Oh.
Only goals in that game.
Every time I see you, Wolves are losing.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't go to this match because usually when I go to a match, they usually lose.
It's the Europa League.
Yeah.
You gotta go. When Blues were in the Europa League for a year, I went to a Braga away actually. Where you're playing now? I went to a Braga away. Braga have the most fucking amazing stadium I've ever seen in my life, man. It's like it's cut into a cliff face. So behind the goal, it's like cliffs. But like then the stands on the either side, it's fucking beautiful. You have to walk down, you see it. It's fucking beautiful, man. It's fucking Google that, man. It's a fucking great stadium. We lost.
So
Ziggits missed a penalty.
Like Wolves lost and Wolves lose every time Callum goes and doesn't go as well.
How far into the match are we now?
It's about 15 minutes left.
Oh, fucking hell. Alright, let's not depress myself now. Alright,
Sports,
this is not the suicide.
Yeah, we do sport as well, don't we?
Do sport, do it all, man.
I'll
What other
talk
categories
anything,
are there?
to
What other categories are there in the Trivial Pursuit?
Types of pronoun.
Alright, let's talk about
No. Pronoun talk is off the cards.
Yeah, let's not talk about the pronoun.
let's talk about the demos. Then you want to talk about the demos? And
Oh,
say,
Yeah. Dave did want to talk about the demos, didn't you?
It's funny you bring up the demos.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about that. Well, the demos, man. Like, if you were to like, because obviously when we started, it was just Shaun and I on a laptop making things at 5 o'clock in the morning, fucking doing loads of shit. And Better the Beatles, it was kind of like, it was very. We just basically sort of showed the tunes to the people, the rest of the band. They're not hard tunes to play. We've got 2 chords in them.
Yeah.
So and then we recorded the album not long after. So a lot of those, a lot of them were just one take.
Yeah.
And a lot of them flipping was probably like the 2nd or 3rd time we even played it. So that's. But now the newer stuff is kind of. So if you were to compare Better the Beatles with the demos that we've got on the Soundcloud, they're very, very different. Some of them are a bit better, some of them aren't as good.
Some people prefer
There's a
the
song
demos.
on SoundCloud. You know the Christmas tune? That sounds slower on SoundCloud compared to like the one.
Yeah,
in
like
video.
the one the one you hear now in the video. That's like version 3 or 4, I think. They will go through vigorous version testing, don't they?
I've been trying to find the Cracking Spread EP. Isn't that on SoundCloud or anything?
It's not.
It's on Spotify, I think.
No, it's not on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Oh, Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Should put it on Spotify. Should put it on Spotify. It's a good
EP.
We need someone to do things.
No one goes on Bandcamp really. It's only bands go on Bandcamp. So
Yeah.
Should put it up somewhere.
A van told me Bandcamp. Not many people tend to.
No, it's just bands, isn't it? Bands only know about Bandcamp.
Yeah, just some people to rob your stuff.
Well, we need MySpace back. That's what we need. You're too young for MySpace.
Oh,
you could have.
someone was talking to me about that last week.
You could fucking play a tune on your profile that was like links, like say to anyone.
Profile song.
Profile tune.
Yeah.
That's what, because like.
So if you clicked on someone's page,
It's the-
like say Facebook nowadays, if you clicked on their page, a song would start playing, wouldn't it?
Their
song of choice.
During the MySpace boom, I was well into like emo and pop punk and stuff, and I was in an emo screamo band. Dyed black hair, all that bollocks. Taking up pills. But I saw the MySpace. The MySpace thing was great actually because it was great for that sort of thing, and it just opened up the whole country to a local scene. Like all of a sudden, like cities and bands and van drivers and promoters all connected instantly. It was just well easy to get gigs back then. It was just like, but Arctic Monkeys really were the ones that sort of went through that. They caught the MySpace thing very early and they fucking fast tracked it. And then by the time everyone else cottoned onto it, it's too many there. It's too many.
To be fair, that I think technology has ruined music. Like
it's ruined it and it's made it better.
It's like pros and cons.
I prefer harder copies, like the hard
I
copy.
mean, back in the
CD.
day, like to be in a band, you had to be good, man.
Do you know what, like, there's nothing.
But now anyone can do it on a laptop.
There's
As
nothing-
we proved when we started.
Yeah, there's nothing better than like. Do you know, like when you? I remember when I was younger. When I was younger, do you remember the start of this conversation?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
When I was younger, like a few seconds ago. Like going into town, buying a CD, a new CD had come out.
Listening
of
on
a
the
band.
listening posts, listening to the album, man. Oh yes, that's it.
I just.
Oh, those CD.
Yeah.
I have one of those.
No, but the story, man, behind the band as well. Like you get on the bus home, you buy the new album, say like by
The Johnny Smiths,
the Johnny Smiths, yeah.
not the Smiths.
You'd open up the CD on the way home and you'd read the story, like the story.
I
It's
used to do that.
You'd get the
I'd still
connection with the
kinda do
band,
that.
man.
I can relate with that, Shaun.
You'd have the connection with the band.
Read the lyrics as well.
I'll do that,
Before you've even got
I'll do
home
that.
and listen to the
Yeah.
album, you're like, just reading the fucking things, man.
So you've already built up a bond with the band before you even fucking got home and listened to it.
But
Do you know
now
what I
you've
mean?
got
So-
MP3s and shit, and it's easy to get, but it's just,
Shuffle.
you don't have that
Shuffle
same connection, man. So as we were saying earlier with part one, like last season, we were talking about the vinyl. It's a whole experience, isn't it? And you get the downloads, and it's very disposable.
Yeah.
Got to put the candles on when you listen to Flaming Lips vinyl.
It's just, I
Get,
don't know,
get
I
the
love
ket out,
vinyl.
get the acid on.
Ket.
It's a really good album cover
Candles.
to look at. Like, really good. Like we looked at that for ages. That album cover.
That album does all kinds of mad shit when you're on acid, man.
It's like back when like people thought about that kind of thing. It's just like you kind of know what album you're gonna get. Like a good solid fucking drug-based album is one you can stare at on the fucking drug of choice. So,
Yeah.
for fucking the whole entirety of the
Because
album.
the cover
What are your favourite? Was you like one of the Who's covers?
The Who, Tommy. Tommy
Oh,
does some
man.
mad stuff, man,
Good
on
cover.
acid. Yeah. When,
I couldn't imagine,
if
to be
you
fair.
if you're on acid,
Stare at the
if
the
you're
cover
on
for 2
acid
hours on
and you
acid.
listen to Tommy and you watch that, it's like a video, man. It's like watching a film.
Is that the one with the eyes on it?
Yeah, it's fucking
I'm
mental,
trying to
man.
think of covers now, like psyche covers that can.
But have you ever fucking got off your fucking tits? And,
No,
that's the next step. That's the missing link.
No.
Get off your tits and stare at the cover and tell me it's a shit album. We should make
I'll tell
covers
you,
that you stare at.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
We need a very good stareable cover, don't we?
We need a terrible cover.
I'll tell you a cover. Have you heard of the band like Holy Wave?
No, I don't think so.
This album cover, it's I forgot. I think it's their first album, but it's the most freakiest album cover I ever saw. And I'm trying to imagine like if you was on acid looking at this cover. It's horrifying to look at when you're sober. So I'm trying to think what it'll look like when you're on acid.
What they call
Holy Wave.
Holy Wave.
Do you want us to have a look for you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
we'll get back to it.
just get back to us.
Holy Wave,
Oh,
okay.
Then I'll say on the podcast when we've got feedback on.
Yes.
So back here with Shaun and Dave. How did the acid trip with Holy Wave?
So
Like, take a breath. Take a breath. It's only Shaun and I.
yeah, trying to think. No.
Have you got any rock and roll stories?
Not really.
It doesn't necessarily have to be with anyone in rock and roll. You've been at a party, woke up in a washing machine, anything like that. We've all been there.
Fell asleep in a bouncy castle once.
Oh, we've fucking.
It's quite comfy to be fair.
They are, man. I've
Yeah.
had some good I've had some good naps in a bouncy castle.
Just
Our
so-
mate
Was it
Adam.
was it summertime?
It was summertime as
Yeah.
well,
Our
Watched the film
mate Adam,
Easily
who was
done.
here,
Yeah.
he used to own a pub, right? And he had a bouncy castle in his garage. There's a couple of times we'd go back to his pub on a session, and he put the bouncy castle up in the pub, and we'd just
Oh,
be
yeah.
fucking going fucking hammer and tongs. But the thing is, though, when you're off your tits on them cat and your heart's doing that already, you get on the bouncy castle for 5 minutes, obviously because we smoke and we fucking don't. He was just like. How did I used to do this as a kid? Bounce up and down for fucking 8. I suppose I wasn't fucking off my tits. But yeah, there was a fear of death on those bouncy castles, so it's sort of nixed that.
If it's one of those
Yeah.
slide ones, fucking hell.
Ah, the slidey castles.
They're the ones I fall
It was
asleep
good for
on.
opening flirtatious. it was good for opening flirtatious negotiations on a bouncy castle with a slice. That is. It's just
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? They quickly find out whether they're into you, and if they're not, you just pole drive them and stuff. It's alright, it's a bouncy
Yeah.
castle.
So, I know the question I was going to ask you now. You was on about album covers and that album.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who is it that does the album covers of your album?
Nick.
Nick Clark, Nicholas John Clark.
He does the videography. He's got the studio. I live with him still.
He's the utility
He's
man.
got the studio in the house.
He's the main man. He's either a utility
Well,
man.
thing is, like, before it was Shaun and I, and then then I've known Nick for a long time anyway. We got him. Into
Nicholas John Clark is the blue tack that holds the operation together.
He's the utility man.
Me and Dave go out and we do our things, and then Nick, he does it. He puts the things
comes
together.
back and goes, "This is how you're meant to do it." And like, he just does it and outsource the fucking stuff.
And he's a fucking nice guy, man.
He's alright, yeah. And he's a very busy cunt. That's the thing. The thing is, he's great doing all this stuff, but he also does all this stuff for other people, which is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it, but just do our stuff.
Yeah. What's the story behind the Broth album cover? Like with the Grim Reaper. Intrigues me.
I've just had a message saying there's a black version of you on first dates. I'm quite intrigued to see what it looks like now. We'll get back to that later. What's the question?
Sorry.
What's the story behind the album cover? Well, the
the Broth.
The EP cover.
Well, it's funny actually because we were in the Hazelwell
We were
pub last
talking
night.
about the broth last night.
We were in the
man.
Hazelwell last night, which is just up the road, which is our local pub, and we were like thinking about, we'll do the interview here because this is where the Broth started.
Oh,
This is
really?
where the Broth started. Because we were sitting in a corner. I remember it was a Friday. I think it was. It just turned up.
Yeah.
Shaun was like, I've got this idea, man. I've got this fucking idea. He had a bit like Shaun. We get ideas every now and then you can tell when someone's got a bee in the bonnet about like him with the triangle, but as we mentioned in the last season, like he had this bee in the bonnet about the Broth. He was like, I've got this idea about the Broth, man. Like, just hear me out. And, and then we sat down and he was just like, too many cooks spoil the broth. Oh, yes, but many hands, mate. Like,
Yeah,
yes.
too many cooks spoil the broth. Many hands make light work.
Yeah.
Contradiction in terms.
It's fucking beautiful, man. Like, I
It's
can't
like,
imagine life.
do you know what?
to
Do
an EP.
you know what? No, it's like a contradiction in terms. It's like life in general, isn't it? It's like you're constantly contradicting and like fucking going in and out and up and down and fucking trying to work out what the fuck is going on.
We did that.
So the broth is basically an all that cover surmises. Well, just,
Yeah, Nick did. Yeah, that cover's great. Actually, I do like
That
that.
is
you know
life.
what? Yeah, that's
The
good to-
broth
that's good
is
to look at
life.
fucked, actually, that is.
Yeah.
And of course, it features In Cahoots, which is the greatest
That is a
song
good
of
song,
all
that.
time.
I hear
was
that
just
if you
gonna
spin
mention that, to be fair.
if you spin the broth cover backwards, you the twang drummer player outro of Slave Merry Christmas, everybody.
But the thing is, that version that's on there, that's like version 7. But what we play now is version 9. Like, listen, the contrast of that and the demo on Soundcloud of In Cahoots.
I don't know if I recorded that on the set.
it's,
I hope I did.
In Cahoots.
you know, the fucking the original version.
The original In Cahoots on SoundCloud is
It's-
my fucking. That's
well,
my favourite.
It sent us mad.
I don't think I listened to that one.
Oh,
on
I
SoundCloud.
do listen to that one because it's fucking incredible.
It's just-
it sent us mad. We were on a fucking. It was about 3 different sessions. There was a big acid sesh going on. Remember when the terrorism in France was happening?
Yeah,
Someone was shooting up
Yeah,
some gig.
that was
It was that night.
That ilk of time.
Some of the lyrics were inspired by that, and then Shaun was on acid, and it was a part of the night where I was pouring some very cold ambrosia Devonshire custard down his mouth. I thought, you know, Shaun will need this. So he's freaking it was a custard. And later learned that in his mind he thought I was a soldier with a rifle in his mouth.
I thought it was a good fucking night.
But drinking custard from the box, man. That's fucking. I was
Yeah.
It's a dark song though, ain't it? Well, to me, it sounds like really dark.
I fucking wrote that on a piano, man. I don't even play piano. That's how fucking fucked we were. And Human Face. Human Face is written on the piano, and I don't know how to play piano. I had to fucking
Yeah.
backwards engineer it. Fucking hell, we used to do some things, didn't we, man?
We still are doing some things, aren't we?
So, what's your favourite song to perform live?
A favourite song of ours to perform
Probably
live.
Cahoots, man, because I love how it's tuned.
Yeah, because like obviously like we've done a fucking 40-minute version of it the other day, didn't we?
I like
So
playing,
I imagine
you must
my
love it.
my
Okay.
my
That's
favourite.
too obvious, I think. I like playing Highlight Forever.
Oh,
If we get a good
I love
bass
that.
amp, whenever we get a good bass amp, we play it, man.
Highlight Forever at that pub in Where was it? Burton. We played in Burton few months ago. And we played Highlight Forever and it sounded fucking quality, man.
Fuck Buxton.
Buxton. But the best Highlight Forever. Because Highlight Forever's a tune. We played at fucking hell. Ketted.
Well, that tune. I think my answer would be that, because whenever I envisage myself playing it, like I always have this thing like, because I used to go to Reading and Leeds. I went there for like 11 years in a row when it was good, well, in my humble opinion, when I was in my prime, I suppose. But like, so I always liked the gigs that were headlining the Radio 1 stage, the big main stage. So I've always thought about headlining that stage, not the big stage, that stage. And I always think about just coming out and fucking rocking that fucking tune, because it's a fucking bass line and a half.
In coots.
No, big Highlight Forever.
Highlight Forever.
Yeah,
I'm back.
Sorry,
I've
a little
just
tidbit about
come back.
Highlight Forever. I was going to mention this earlier, like, because you were saying about Hegerty. My favourite moment in that tune is what I like to call the Peter Gabriel moment. Now, you know, coming up on Salisbury Hill. Coming up on Salisbury Hill.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's a tune, that is. And like, if you listen to like the last sort of outro bit, playing the tune, it just goes like ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh. And I always imagine that they're sitting around in the studio after they've recorded that tune, like smoking cigars or whatever they're doing, like sniffing lines, and the producer just goes, "I've got an idea. Hear me out, Pete. Go back in there, like, and just start going ooh ah." We're fucking sick. Oh yeah. So when we were doing Highlight Forever, when we were mixing that in the house, we didn't have the internet or anything as well. So we were sitting there smoking some spliffs, and I was like, you know what this needs? This needs some fucking whale song. And we're like, okay, yeah, sounds good. So we just didn't have the internet, so it was downloading whale songs. So what we did, we had a long hallway, so we set up a mic in the hallway, and there's three of us in different spots going, whoa, like fucking Dory from fucking Finding Nemo. Put some effects on it and shit. And next time you listen to that tune, like towards the end, you'll just hear in the background some whoa, with some effects on it and shit. And that's what makes the tune. That's my favourite part.
Oh, do you know what? Like, I remember going. You sent me up to fucking Asda in Kings Heath, didn't you? To get a pineapple or something.
Is that when you Gambowled in?
Yeah.
You know what I was going to do at the record shop? We was going to buy some pineapples.
Yeah.
For you to sign.
It's signed pineapples.
Yeah.
I was hoping for pineapples. I did hear rumours of pineapples.
Yeah.
We're at the stage of our career now where people bring the pineapples. You know, when we started off, we had to bring our tackle. We put on our own gig once at Halloween. It was called Psychopops and Pineapples. And we brought so many pineapples. We fucked that. This is probably one of the reasons why, apart from that, we fucked that place up, man. Pineapples are everywhere. Thing is, like, a lot of our fans, followers, whoever they are, they fucking get involved, don't they? They fucking launch those pineapples out. We get launched, and we launch them. So by the end of our set, man, it was just the whole stage is covered in pineapple juices and chunks and everything. Fucking the monitors and shit all fucked. So the rest of the bands was fucked, man. And Dantana, we rely on that kind of shit. So we ended up being the best band that night just because the PA was so fucked, man.
That was a good gig, that was.
Yeah, the thing is, I learnt that gig because I put that gig on. I put that gig on myself because I went to London. I went to a gig at London.
Dave was livid. Right, Dave was livid. The most livid I've ever seen Dave on stage.
I went to London a couple of months previous. I was hammered at a Def Jam for Cutie gig, and my mate had to go, and I was chatting to the barmaid, which was really fish. She gave me like some details. At the time, I was like, oh yes, fuck, I've scored it. And then the next day, I looked at it, I was like, there's no phone number here. It's just an advert for a band. So I was like, okay, I wonder what's going on here. So blah, blah, blah. So I got chatting to her in the end. It was like, so I put on a gig at Birmingham. I was like, oh, this is my plan. I was recently saying, this is my plan. I'll bang this chick, get up there. But fucking, so they come up from London, and so I had to put this big gig on. But the thing is, I realised that gig that we are a fucking nightmare for promoters, man. I mean, I sort of knew that before, but when I was the promoter, I got fucking stressed, man. I was like, you know what, never again. I'm not doing this, man. Because I had to pay everyone, man. They went complaining that the PA didn't work. Because if it was someone else doing it, it's rock and roll, that is. But when it's your neck on the line, it's fucking. So now I don't give a shit. Still put the gigs on, but I don't care.
I was meant to say, like, I learnt something very important from discovering, like, you as a band.
Oh yeah. Yeah, speak loud into mine. Let's everyone hear.
I learned that life is a buffet.
Life Life is a buffet.
Thing is, that particular line was written by the artist, Juggernaut. He wrote that. He didn't fucking.
That's my
on the
bio
spot.
now.
On the
That's
spot.
on my bio on Instagram.
It's not even our fucking lyric. Fucking Juggernaut wrote it.
Well, we got him in. We know for people to get in. We know for people to get
Thing
in.
is with Juggernaut. Juggernaut is fucking quality. He plays in a band called Malarkey now. He's in. He does a lot of things, Malarkey. He's got his own solo stuff. He's fucking wicked. Juggernaut is. But for like a good year and a half before we actually got around to recording it, we're like, oh, we're going to get you on a track. He's like, yeah, sweet. And then he heard nothing from us. But we knew we'd do it eventually. We knew exactly what we wanted him to do.
Oh, yeah.
Just took us a year
We've
and a half.
done it in
We're like,
Shaun.
all right, we're doing the thing
Gambowl,
now.
Walsh, and a Plagiarists time.
I was like, yeah, we told you we'd get around to it eventually. As long as none of us don't die prematurely, it will get done.
It actually got done.
And it got done, yeah, because we didn't die prematurely.
It's a good music video as well. Like, how he's in a coffin and...
My dad made that coffin for us.
It's called coffin, to be fair.
There's remnants of a coffin still knocking about.
It's now been taken apart. One part of it is a shelf in my living room, and the other part is a tiny thing. So we've recycled the things.
Yeah.
We've got a little table next to the
We've done
sofa.
more recycling than the fucking government does.
Well,
So-
that's a different issue.
Yeah.
So have you got any future events coming up?
Well, we've got 90s night on the.
What do you mean, like?
You mean the band?
With a band?
Oh,
or-
yeah,
First thing I thought of. We're playing a gig we're playing a private gig on Saturday in a field for a hippie community in Shrewsbury.
Well, it's not private. It's
It is because they don't invite other people.
Well, but friends are welcome if the sound.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we played there last year as a little gig called Crabstock. Basically,
Crabstock, yeah.
It's this field. I think what I can determine is there's a big house on there. It's some sort of commune. People live they could live there and they sort of work there and they sort of all have it and they have these little festivals and stuff. And like this geezer, like the first time we met him, we played a gig with Malarkey. He comes up to us, and goes, "Oh yeah, you guys are sick, man. I want you to come and play on a festival in the summer." And like, a lot of people say that shit. I've been doing bands for a long time, and the amount of people say shit. He's like, yeah, whatever. He goes, no, I know.
But this guy meant it.
But this
though,
guy was
didn't
like,
he?
you know what, man? Just to prove that I'm fucking, just to prove that I'm honest here. Here's your deposit, and got out fucking 2 pure spliffs, man. Well, there's more of that. There's more of that. There's more of that when it comes.
Put a massive bag of weed in my hand, and he's like,
So
"That's
I
your
think-
deposit."
I
So we were that was signing a contract.
And then lo and behold, he fucking phoned us and said, "This is where it is. Here's some money. Here's some weed. Come down, fucking have it." So we're doing it again next week. And he's promised us more money and more weed.
More money,
I'm
more
very
weed.
happy. I'm very looking forward to.
Yeah, that's something in the future.
So that's that. And then
Tamworth, we played.
Tamworth is just
Rock
Tamworth.
and roll.
Yeah, we're doing all
It's
those.
all going on. It's all going on.
Tamworth,
Shrewsbury, Tamworth, fucking hell.
Wolverhampton, going all around the M54.
Not long now. Not long now.
I think we've got a gig. I think we're going to play. Our next Birmingham gig is probably going to be November 22nd.
Okay.
I think it's with a band called Thieves. They've been going through a metamorphosis. Thieves have. They've just.
Where are they from?
Thieves. The Thieves are from Birmingham. The frontman Nick is from Northfield. He's very eccentric, very good. He's very good frontman. And then, they used to be some sort of acoustic hip hop band. Now they've just added 2 more members, and they sound like fucking like, you know what? They sound a lot better, like fucking having it now. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing them now because
Be interesting to see the transition, like with the 2 new members.
It's my brother's in the band in it, so I've been keeping a close eye on it since they formed and stuff. So, very looking forward to see that. See what's going on there. We're gonna have. I think he was saying there might be a free gig. We'll have a DJ on. We'll just fucking have it.
Yeah, man.
That'd be a good.
Here, man.
Yeah, so we'll fucking have it. And then we usually do some shit over Christmas. I mean, we're talking about we want less brand. What we've been doing is we want less open mic jam nights as well.
Yeah.
But we got kicked out of the last place in May, and
As is
and
tradition.
we really want to carry on doing it somewhere. But we just fucking, as you've heard, we'll just get around to it eventually.
Yeah.
The thing is, in fact, it happened earlier. We always get people going, "Oh, when's your night happening?"
Yeah.
The thing is, it's just creating hype, innit? And a lot of the people saying it are people that go to the nights, which is fair enough. But I had a message of a girl I know who was like, "Oh, when's your next open mic night?" She's not a musician, and she's never even been to the nights. So,
Interesting.
so that is very interesting. But I imagine what will happen is we'll probably do one of those at Christmas. I imagine.
Yeah.
We love doing a good, solid Christmas gig. We fucking like to smash it at Christmas.
Have you ever considered doing open mic nights in Wolverhampton?
What, like playing them or putting them on?
Just open mic.
Yeah, go play. Thing is, you sent me a link to that website the other day, the Open Mic Finder. But that's I used to use that, but that doesn't get updated very often.
Oh, does it?
The amount of times I've turned up at places and they're like, oh, I haven't known you for years. Oh, this website.
There's one at
exists.
the in Techno. It's not far from Walsh. It's called the pub's called the Dog and Gun, but apparently it's rough as fuck.
Oh, brilliant! That's where we go down.
Yeah.
I love the
Every Wednesday.
I love the little belts of like outside the cities. You get these little belts of random towns.
Yeah.
That's our fucking. They love it. I love those places because a lot of these places is like they live in the sticks or whatever, and like, it's just their local pub innit, and you come down and start doing shit like that, and they're just all over it.
And there's one called. It's in the main city. Called Grain Store. That one I'll send the link to.
Send me the link. And
Yeah, that. I don't know. Like, it says everyone's welcome from indie jazz.
Well,
whatever.
we went to an open mic night.
It's
in Leicester.
interesting because a lot of them say everyone welcome, but as soon as we turn up, all of a sudden that goes out the window.
Sure, because for ages I was banging on about buying some sort of vehicles that we got to do open mics. So I eventually got a van. I was like, let's go. So we just saw one, Leicester. Right, let's go to Leicester. It took us about an hour and a half to get up there. Got up there, and it was like a fucking next to the uni. But what it was sort of like a rappers open mic. They had like a DJ, so they had a DJ, so you give them your little mix, your little beat, whatever, your rapper. It was rammed, it was fucking rammed, but everyone was fucking having it, and we were like turning up. We played, I was like, yeah, sweet. We were on the end, I was like, alright, and we were just sitting there for ages. I was like, what this is going to be fucking mad, isn't it? There was a few people singing or whatever, but to be fair, the crowd were quite like, good. But then we went up there and just thought, just start doing our thing. We only got one song in, and that's one song, but the thing is that you get up there, obviously we're very different from the people that are up there. So we get up there doing our shtick, we're fucking from Birmingham, but I don't start, whatever, just like, it's like when you just get one clap at the back, it's like, fucking tumbleweeders, we just appreciate your humouring us. But yeah, then we thought, no, let's not go back there. But it was. Although actually, to be fair, the best part of that night was actually we were sitting out back afterwards. And one guy, because all these like sort of rappers, Soundcloud, they're very much in the culture of buying people's CDs, aren't they?
Oh, right.
So one guy was like, "Oh, that's great," and I was just like, "I want to buy a CD." So we sold a CD. I was like, brilliant.
We sold a
rappers,
CD.
We should play more
We
gigs
sold
for rappers.
a CD, man.
Yeah, because rappers are well into that culture, aren't they? So we should do that.
We've got a CD in Leicester somewhere.
That's never been listened to. We got money for it, so it's alright.
I'll have a look around. I'll ask about open mic nights in Wolverhampton. Oh, that'd be good if you can I don't know. That'd be like
We'll go smash it.
that will make history.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose it would do.
So now this is a question I usually ask during the podcast. Is there any recommended indie or upcoming bands you got for listeners?
Malarkey, High Grade Hi-Fi. They're not indie or anything at all. Johnny Kowalski and the Sexy Weirdos. I'm just naming people in the hope they give us a gig. Not that maybe that they listen. Who else is there? Def Cab for Cutie, they're up and coming.
Yeah, man.
They're band from straight out of Edgbaston. The Fontaines. You like the Fontaines, DC?
Oh, they're good.
Shaun loves.
They're
he's
not
always.
up and coming. They're fucking having it, man.
They're coming. They came up there.
Yeah, they've come.
They're doing well for themselves. So.
Yeah, they've done alright for themselves.
The thing is, I'm 35. I don't listen to any music really, unless it's people I know or stuff we've done.
Yeah, I like
Occasionally, a tune will get through the cracks. Nick played me a tune the other day called "She Plays Bass" by someone called Booty Boo or something, and he's a fucking banging tune. That is.
I just really love listening to Courtney Barnett all day. I listen to Courtney Barnett and then watch a film and make our own music. I don't like listening to too much music in case I hear something. I just, yeah. Yeah. I don't need to need to create something that hasn't happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when you listen to things and you make something that sounds like something.
It annoys me when I hear a
shit.
new band that's doing well. It's like a tune that I really like, or a tune that's similar to what we're doing. I just get fucking livid about it. Like, this is what I came up with this idea 4 years ago.
It's like when doing podcasting, I have to like look research stuff. Like I have to find out new bands.
You know what,
and all
Do you know when you get bands who sound like bands? There's bands who sound like a band. It's like just
If you're gonna
Let's just
steal,
fucking-
if you're gonna steal someone's sound, which is what a lot of bands
just
do,
fucking kick around
they
this whole-
steal the one sound and go with it. What we do,
Yeah.
we steal little bits of everyone's sound. We've got a million different
Yeah.
fragments of bits, which
Plagiarise
makes
everything.
it a bit new, innit?
yeah.
I'll do a chord change that sounds like someone
Don't
else.
sound like someone else. Don't just try and be like somebody else. It's fucking how
Just
unattractive.
fucking have it yourself.
Well, how unattractive is it of somebody like
Yeah.
who you meet who is like dying to be like somebody
It's just
else?
a poor man's
That's a really
whatever it is,
unattractive quality, isn't it, man?
It's like tribute bands. I can't stand them, man.
Tribute bands can suck a fart out my ass.
No,
man.
tribute bands miss tricks with their bad names sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I like naming
Sometimes
tribute.
they
I
sound
like.
stupid. Have you heard the Sex? There's a band, a
Cringe.
tribute band. Oh no, I should have said this earlier. The Sex Pistols. Well, it's girls, but so they're called the Sex Pistols. That's quite a good name,
yes,
to be fair.
yes.
It's alright, I guess.
But
You know what you're getting, I suppose.
Now I'm going to play the tune Two Fingers off their new E EP.
Here I am, do you like what you see? I've been told not to buy every face that I made. Consistently fighting the devil in me. Where will I just concede? Where will I just let life be? Oh, here I go again. Back to the drawing board, I'm starting for 10. The highs and lows, the ups and the downs, always fighting the war to turn things around. My voice means nothing to you, that I don't doubt. But you see these flames, you won't put them out. You're trying to cut me down, but you're speeding me up. I'm on top of the league, and I've just won the cup. Oh, here I go again. Back to the drawing board, I'm a starter for 10. The highs, the lows, the ups and the downs, always fighting the war to turn things around. Spend your days parting ways of cornering me. At the end of it all, I've never been so free. You're trying to catch me and I'm loving the chase. I'm walking on air and I'm floating through space. Oh, here I go again. Back to the drawing board, I'm a starter for 10. The highs, the lows, the ups and the downs, always fighting the war to turn things around. Here I go again. Oh, here I go again. Oh, here I go again. Oh, here I go
have you got? Can you say something inspiring for the listeners?
Inspiring.
Yeah.
Probably could at some point in history, future.
Thing is, kind of, you can't just say something. It's like you can't tell us an anecdote. Be inspiring. You have to get fucked, don't you? And you have to be in the moment. That's like, that's when the inspiring thing is come. There you go. That's the
Oh, yeah. You can't put a man on the spot like this. Can you?
just fucking.
Profiteroles are the D.
Yes, that's what I'm sure. I'm sure if the listeners were to listen to this for find to hearing comb.
Hang on.
We may have said some inspiring things.
Rewind a second, right? A fine tooth.
You heard what I said.
A fine tooth
Hearing comb.
hearing comb. What's that look like? A fine tooth hearing comb.
Like a usual comb, but a bit smaller.
Like a comb but smaller.
Well, a lot smaller.
It's in your ear.
The kind of like
for your ear hairs.
the kind of like the brush you get like and fucking. Oh man. Tiny brushes. There's tiny brushes. There's some sort of sport thing that comes with tiny brushes.
I've seen some little brushes before.
Yeah.
I've seen little brushes.
Yeah, you know.
On my head, so I can
I'm trying to
surmise.
think of the tiny brushes I'm thinking of.
Tiny brushes.
Tiny brushes. There's some tiny brushes. Very specific tiny brushes I'm thinking about. Oh shit! I remember now. Fucking. Remember back in the day, like when I was youth growing up, man, we used to have these fucking all-in-one hi-fi systems where you had your vinyl and your tape. There wasn't CD on there; there was tape decks and a radio, whatever. And you get these little the vinyl cleaners, the little blocks of felt and stuff. But in the back there was like a tiny little fucking brush that you used for stylus cleaning.
Yes.
That's the tiny brush I'm talking about.
Yes. Not basil brush.
He was quite a big brush. He was
No,
big in the
little.
brush.
It was
Big
little.
in the brush game though.
Nah, this is a little brush.
It wasn't as big as Thomas the Tank though. He had a bit more world war fame.
Are you sure?
Something you could have missed out, like make a cracking spread.
Yeah.
To the listeners, make a cracking spread.
Make a cracking spread. Make sure it's cheese and pineapple stick.
Yeah.
Yes.
The inspiring
only
thing is
barges.
when we're talking about, don't copy people, man. Just fucking do what you want to do, innit?
Oh yeah, that's the one.
that's-
Yeah.
that's-
Well, so yeah, tell your own story. Like, and that story of cracking spread.
Or pay a biographer to do it for you.
Cracking spread came about one day when, well, the lyrics for cracking spread when I was walking home from, I think it was Cottridge, and I was walking down the Pershore Road, and I was walking past the Cottridge Social Club, and there was someone outside smoking, and I'm walking past, and I started chatting to them, and oh, come in, and it was some funeral, it was some wake.
Oh.
So I went inside, and there was like, having some drinks at a bar with some people who I didn't know, some family, someone had died. Felt not awkward at all because I was like on lots of narcotics, and then the food was open. I was like, I was in the queue for the food. I was like, hang on, I'm starting to feel a little bit awkward now. Do you know what I mean? The food.
Oh man.
And then there's a woman in front of me, and she turns around and is like, do you want any of these pineapple and cheese sticks? I'm like, what are you on about? Pineapple and cheese stick? You twat. So cheese and pineapple stick? And so we stood there for about, well, we held the queue up for a while. It was about 7.5 minutes at least. And we were talking about whether it was cheese and pineapple stick or pineapple and cheese stick. And we argued, and everyone was getting livid. The queue was getting bigger. The person was still dead. Everyone was still sad.
Unlocking our video and...
Yeah. And we argued for ages, and then that's how that song came about.
That's true.
Real life stories, man. Yeah, man.
So that's the story behind cracking spread then.
That's the story behind cracking spread. Dead person.
And the tune of cracking spread was knocking about for a while. Our mate Joe actually made that. I just
Joe Mortimer.
He actually wrote, Joe Mortimer wrote that, and but I sort of, he gave me the
On the
look of Play-Doh.
Xanax. A couple of Xanax, write a tune.
He's chipped in on some of the tunes actually. Two Fingers he chipped in on. Fucking Research Chem sort of did that as well. And then I ripped off the chorus from one of my first bands, and the riff. The chorus and the riff from that I ripped off from one of my old bands. That's it. I stole from my own band, man, and no one fucking knows. Except Andy, he's living about it because his version was different.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you'd like to add to the podcast?
Wow. Let's play a little game.
You want?
What you got in mind?
I was thinking like making a noise. Are you guessing what it was?
Go on.
No, but it's under the table. So I dropped something on the floor. You guess what it is.
Oh, fuck.
But people be able to hear it.
No. It's gonna...
No, that's obs, isn't it? Hang on.
Oh, it's a bank card.
Yes, that was a bank card.
1 point
Well,
to me.
1 point.
Ding. So no, we haven't got anything to add.
Nah.
I was thinking like dropping my phone.
No, we need that. We can't.
I just got it fixed. But thank you for talking to me on the podcast again. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man. No worries.
Again.
You're gonna go far, Callum.
Again.
Well, you go far. So,
Cheers, thank you.
It's been emotional. Said the painter decorator on his way out of my house after painting the hallways.
And someone needs to find out that lost episode.
Someone will find out when we die.
it was exactly the same. It was word for word the same.
Yeah.
Apart from the new updates.
Nah, we talked. There's more death in the last one.
we were talking about. We had it over a curry, man. It was great. We had fucking curry.
we had the waiter.
There was banter with the waiter.
Yeah.
Banter,
Oh man,
yeah.
Oh, it's-
Do you know
you
what?
could hear us chomp.
It's not just,
Yeah,
just
great.
like if you didn't really enjoy this podcast, just imagine like
being better.
Imagine it being better,
And that's
and
what
then
the
like,
song was.
and then so you haven't wasted like 39 minutes of your life or whatever it is. Just imagine it being better.
Yeah.
It's all in the head.
That's what. Whenever,
all in the head.
Whenever you come to our gigs, that's what we ask for. Just imagine it being better.
Do you remember when we played that tune? Right, we played this gig once at the Actress. And we just like, we said, right, now we're going to play a tune, but it is your favourite tune to the crowd. It's all in your head. So like, we'll stay here.
We sort of played silently for about.
We made no sound for like, I think it was 3.4 minutes.
3 minutes 4.
Yeah, over 3.5 minutes. And then we just stood there, and everyone was like,
But Shaun said, you've got to imagine your favourite song. So for the next sort of couple of minutes, imagine that song, and we were sort of playing with the volume down. And it was the best song of the night.
yeah.
The thing is, like, the thing is,
Rousing-
we innovated
rousing
that
reaction.
because no one else has done that before. The thing is, we played a different song to every member of that fucking.
Do you know what happened not long after that?
We can do this now.
Do you know what happened not long after that? Do you know that thing where everyone stays still and the video goes round? That thing happened, so we created that.
A bit like a silent disco. Silent band.
Yeah. Silent band.
I just thought of a good idea. Start again.
What?
Oh, you should have recorded that, man. For the listeners, what just happened?
Did you not record that?
Callum just put we
That was the best bit.
Oh, that was. You
That
keep
was
missing
the best bit,
bits,
man.
Oh man.
No,
Well,
we have the curry house and that. They were the two best bits.
Oh man.
So that has to go with the lost
it's
episode.
it's the golden rule of making any content. That is the best stuff always comes out when the record button is on. So just imagine the last couple of minutes was really good. And that's what happened.
Yeah. Insert good times into your head.
Insert good memory here.
You'll see it in the photo. You'll see it in the photo. Thanks for coming on again, and thanks and good luck with future events and that.
Thanks. Cheers. Thanks very much, Callum. Thanks for having us on that.
No
Cheers, badoink.
We are the research chemical generation, waiting for our own personal mutation, taking a hit for the future of the nation. We're doing it all without hesitation. We don't exactly know what we're doing, but we're taking every last hit square on the chin. Nobody appears to give two shits about us, but we're too sedated to kick up a fuss. We are the research chemical generation. We've got this backlog of tunes we wrote in a Neutral basement. 99.9% we boss fucking hate us. But if you dig what we do, then come jump on our tour bus. are the research chemical generation. We're a funny old fucked up population. Taking the piss and it couldn't be more blatant. Every 5 seconds is a brand spanking new patient. The warning signs loom, but there ain't no slowdown in consumption. Making it illegal will make things better was quite an assumption. Everybody's at it, they come and they fall, it leaves some at the junction. Brothers, it's a way of life, a way for them to function. We are the research chemical generation.